guys trying to find online servers that are absolutely mint and struggling to find any? Well, welcome to today's video. I'm going to show you guys how to join the best servers and how to set up your content manager and install mods and everything you need to know. So without further ado, let's go. So obviously, if you're brand new here and never played Assetto Corsa before, this is exactly where you're going to be. You're going to need to buy the ultimate edition of Assetto Corsa. Please do not buy any other. This is only £8.29. The ultimate edition will allow you to get in every single server. Next, you're going to need content manager. There's going to be a link down in the description for all these, by the way, so don't worry, you don't have to go and search it on Google, but you need to download content manager. Scroll down to the bottom, click download, done. Next is winrar. Again, you need this to install mods. It makes it a little bit easier, a little bit better than 7-zip and the traditional Windows version. I prefer to use this, and this is the one I use. This one never lets me down, so please install winrar from the description down below. Next, you're going to obviously need Discord. Discord is for all the communities around Assetto Corsa, and mainly it is all based off Discord. All the information and all the new news is going to be on Discord. So make a Discord account. So you've just downloaded content manager and you've just downloaded all the necessary things, but first of all, before we even open and touch content manager, what you're going to need to do, you're going to need to run Assetto Corsa for the very first time, because it needs to install all the necessary drivers and patches for you to be able to play the game correctly. Otherwise you're going to have issues. What I recommend doing is just skipping forward straight to the main menu. Once you get to the main menu, ignore any errors. Don't worry about that. That's just me, because I've already got a modded Assetto Corsa, but we don't use this for obviously the game. It might take a few seconds. Apparently my Assetto Corsa doesn't work, but get to the main menu and then quit. Downloaded everything I've told you to. So what you're going to need to do is, when you download the content manager for the very first time, you're going to need to unpack it. I'm going to show you how to unpack stuff real quickly. So it's going to look like this. This is what we know as a zip file, not a folder. This is a folder with a little yellow icon. This is a zip file. Everything that's a zip file looks like this. Everything's a folder looks like this. So when I reference zip file, you need to unpack it. So right click, winrar, extract to latest. Okay, what you're going to need to do, guys, is I recommend getting it out of this folder and drag and dropping it onto your desktop, so you know where it is, you know where it lives, and you can always find it. Once you've done that, delete the old existing zip file, because you no longer need that. When you open your content manager for the very first time, it is going to look like this. What you're going to need to do is find your Assetto Corsa file directory, and how to do that really simply is head back over to Steam, right click the game, go manage, browse local files, minimize that, browse local files, and in here you have a file directory. Okay, this is basically telling you where this is installed, and you need to tell the game where it's installed. So you right click it, copy address, and you can literally just paste it in there. Next is your Steam ID. Okay, so what you're gonna need to do is make sure it matches your Steam ID. You see here, this is not my ID, so you'd have to change it. You'd use this one here. Make sure it's correct and make sure it's matching. And I recommend changing your name. What's your name? I recommend having this set to the Discord name, so you don't get confused when you're on leaderboards and stuff like that, because lots of servers have leaderboards like Boosted UK, and then you'll know who's who on them leaderboards. Okay, anything down here, I recommend installing 7-zip and then pressing OK. Once you've done that, you're gonna look like this. Okay, this is content manager. This is where all the magic happens. This is where it's bare confusing. Don't know why everyone seems to struggle. So I'm going to talk you through quickly, navigate around this content manager and show you where stuff is. Okay, let's head on over to settings and show you what you guys need to install to get the game to work. All right, custom shader patch. About on updates. Okay, you will see this screen first of all, or it'll say install custom shader patch. Press install. It's going to install the wrong version. My probability is going to install 0.179. You don't want that. That breaks your game every single time. The latest one you're going to need to be on is 0.24. Now this is a free version without any rain. Okay, if you want rain, you're going to need to head over to Patreon and pay for the paid version. And how you install that, you get the raw file and drag and drop it into content manager. Up here on the right hand side, you'll press install. That's how you install the custom shader patch paid version. Okay, free version, you just click on 0.24 and then install it, and that is good to go. You don't need to worry about anything else. You just need to install it. Please make sure you are on, honestly, please do. If you have any problems, just revert back to this 0.24. You need to be on this, because otherwise your game's going to crash, shit's going to happen, and you're going to be annoyed. So once you've installed custom shader patch, winrar, Discord, and you've made an account and you've joined the Boosted UK Discord, I will leave a link down in the description below. Please join the Discord, because in the next part of the video I'm going to show you how to do some other cool stuff. So once you've installed that, we're going to need to head on over to Assetto Corsa and video settings. This is also very important. Make sure you get it right for your computer specification. If you've got a low end, medium or high end, you need to set your graphics to that PC, because if not, you're going to have issues online, because it's quite demanding. It's an old game and there's a lot going on, so you're going to need to make sure your settings are correct. I do have a 4090 with a Ryzen 7 950-100X, whatever it's called, and it is a beast, so I can run 4K max settings no problem. So if you want these settings, just pause the video and apply them and see if you can actually run it. Once you've set up your video settings, that is all good to go. What you want to do now is head on over to view and UI. Change you kilometers an hour to miles an hour if you're in the UK. Obviously, if you're not, if you're European, you want to stick to kilometers an hour, but that's how you change it to miles an hour. Controls, this is very important, so let's go over controls. There is 3 options for controls: wheel, gamepad, and mouse and keyboard. Okay, for today's video, we're going to just go on wheel and show you how to set up your wheel for the very first time on Assetto Corsa. What you're going to need to do is turn your stuff on, make sure it's loaded up, make sure you've got your necessary drivers for your wheel, and basically it's self-explanatory. You click these boxes here and then you steer your steering wheel. Same goes with your throttle. You press your throttle, and then the brakes, clutch, and handbrakes. If you've got a handbrake, you know, like we have over here, then you press the handbrake. Buttons, here we go. This is for shifters and H patterns and sequentials. So this is the top one here is for your paddles on your steering wheel. Next one here, I would recommend this is for your sequential, and then you need to tick the box saying use H pattern shifter, and then these are all your gears 1 to 6. I don't recommend putting 7 in, just use reverse, whichever way your reverse is. Underneath here, there's loads of categories saying brake balance, turbo, traction control, ABS, engine brake, MG UK, miscellaneous, and view. The ones that we're going to pay attention to are traction control. I have that on my Moser wheel, so I can turn it up and down. I'd recommend finding somewhere to put that. If you don't have a Moser wheel and you have a basic wheel, maybe do it on your keyboard and mouse so you can quickly press a button. But if not, it is only Control T. Control T will turn the traction control on and off and go through the different modes. Miscellaneous, this is quite important. This KERS activation is launch control in game. Okay, so cars sometimes have launch control. This is the button for launch control. I have it set to my top left button for launch control, so if you want to copy it, you can. Recommend setting up headlights, because sometimes servers are nighttime, and if you've got no headlights, you can't jump in see. So make sure you do enable and have a button set to this. My button is a middle right somewhere. Anyway, moving on. Horn, recommend horn so you can beat people out of the way and if they get annoying. Glance back, that is obviously to look back whilst you're driving. Recommend setting that up, so put that on the button. Also, change camera is pretty much a good one too, so you can span between the different views, where you want external view or you want first person view. Let's go over to system. In here you've got different categories again, so each one has a category of its own. Race, online, car, and then you have UI, and then you have replay and Discord. Don't worry about that too much. The only one we're really paying attention to right now is race. Okay, under race there is teleport to pits. You must bind this to a key that is easy to reach, because if you're on direct drive or any really steering wheel and you have a really bad accident, your wheels going crazy, like, oh, I need to stop, and you can't reach your keyboard, well, this will help you out massively, because this is going to respawn back to the pits, and it's going to stop you from going through the world abyss and make you go back to the pits nice and safely without causing too much drama. Next one we're going to take a look at is patch. Again, this is quite important, because these are some of the optional extras. Like we have police in Boosted UK, so you can turn the police lights on, open pan roofs, change a couple of things, open doors, weird things. This is quite important. Okay, I'm going to talk about the settings I have in here. We have turn signal, right, left, and hazards. I recommend putting them on because it adds more realism to the game. You can indicate left and right and put your hazards on when you want people to know that, you know, you're coming to a stop, or, you know, I want to race you, and that's what you kind of do. Low and high beam, this is to flash your lights, basically when you're in the night server and you can't see too much in front, you're going to need to turn on high beam because you won't be able to see. So this is that. I obviously one's to turn lights on, and then one is to turn high beam on. So you're going to need to set this to a keybind on your keyboard, mouse, controller, or wheel. Okay, I have mine set to this button here. No idea what button 20 is, but that is the button we use. Increase and decrease FFB. Now some cars will feel really heavy in the game, and they are just set like that because it's just where the physics are, unfortunately. I have mine mapped to my little toggle on my wheel. I just turn it up and down. You can do the same on keyboard and mouse or controller. I recommend just maybe setting it up on your keyboard and mouse as a control button. Then if you get in a car and you're like, oh, this is far too heavy, you don't have to come out the game, mess around. You can just literally press that button. Oh, that feels better. Done. Force feedback, I don't really recommend messing with this whatsoever. You can just copy my settings. I don't really have any particular setting. It's just this. I don't really do too much here, but this is all the settings for your controls, and this is how you set up all your controls. So you got access buttons, system, patch, and force feedback. As again, they're everything you guys need to know. Python apps, please do turn on developer apps, and just basically whatever you see here, tick it. Just do the same as what I've got here. If you want my chase cam settings, this is the part where I'm going to show you. Okay, so how to install chase cam. It's going to come in a raw file like this. Right click it, go here, extract. Okay, enter inside here, see extensions, right click it, copy it, and then head on over to your file directory. Again, if you don't know where that is, head to Steam, library, right click, manage local browse files. Okay, this is kind of it. Okay, don't close this off, keep this open so you can revert back to it if we need to. What you need to do before you load into the game, you just need to activate your chase cam settings by heading over to custom shader patch, chaser cam, and then make sure this is activated, and then choose Kirby cam at the bottom. And now we'll head into the game and show you how to apply them. So get your mouse, and then over on the right hand side, and just type in chase cam, and then click this here. Just copy my settings. What I tend to do is if the car is too far away, I go up and then I go down, or maybe some distance, but just copy what settings I had on the screen a minute ago. I'm not going to redo. I can't remember what I had on just a second ago. So everything else here I don't really worry about. Let's go to custom shader patch settings. Again, make sure you're on 0.24 or a paid version. So under general patch, have a good read through all these. I recommend turning off a reverb. It'll probably may or may not say reverb. Turn it off. I hate it. It makes it sound like you're in a flipping tunnel. Car instruments is quite important. Please do turn off use hard beam by default. What this does is if the night server's on, you are loading in with your high beams on, pissing everyone off. So make sure you turn these off. If you're on controller, this is for you. This is how you install A7 Assist, because on the basic game, I'm gonna be honest, it flipping sucks. Again, unpack the file and then go inside here, in there, and then click on extension and then copy it and then paste it again inside your Assetto Corsa folder. But remember, we didn't close it, you left it open, so just paste it in here. Again, paste, Control V, I usually use, or something else, and it might say this, but just ignore it, and I'm not going to do that because I've already got it installed. But once you come over here and you need to activate gamepad script, activate it, A7 Assist, click that, A7 Assist V1, and pretty much that is good to go. If you're on the snow server and you want to turn off your smoke, this is where you need to be. Under custom shader patch, particle effects, untick these basically, just so that the game doesn't puff up loads of smoke and be super annoying, and then just turn it back on when you go back into a normal server. If you're on the snow server, just turn these off because it makes it you're able to see. In this part of the video, I'm going to show you how to get on servers for Boosted UK. This is everything you're going to need to know for joining servers. Okay, this is where it's going to include errors for servers and how to fix them, how to install mods and tracks is all in this part. So first things first, you're on single player right now. You need to come off that. You need to click online top left. You're not going to see this, okay? You're going to see like nothing. It's going to be Kunos. So just do me a favor, hit search and then do Boosted UK. Press enter. You will see nothing more than likely because this has been ticked. You see where it says missing and it's crossed out? Untick that. You will see everything you need to see because then you need to install content. Now there is 3 ways of installing content, and I'm going to show you the easiest way right now. The other 2 ways are a bit, more complicated. So let's say you want to join this server right here, and it says up here on the right hand side, missing content. The join button is grayed out. That means something is wrong. There's something not quite right. You can press refresh. Nothing will happen because you haven't got stuff installed. Literally, this is so easy. You see here, install missing content. Boom. It is installing missing content, and you click up here where the 3 little 4 lines is. You click that and then just press install all, but please wait for all the content to download and install before you press install. Okay, let it all download first and then press install. Once it's all done downloading, it may take a few minutes. Boom. Done. You're going to need to do this for every single server. So there is 2 alternative ways as well. If you're in the Discord, head on over to Assetto Corsa, which is down here. Assetto downloads, and then all Assetto downloads, and here is the single cars and map download. I don't really recommend it, but if you do download anything from here, you're going to have to unpack it manually and install it. There's 2 ways to do this. Let me show you how to install, say, this one. That's downloading. You can either download all of them or download them singularly. But for this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do just the one. What you're going to need to do is head to your downloads folder. Here is the car. So if you're going to install it through Content Manager, all you need to do is grab it and then just drag and drop it inside Content Manager, and you can install it. Now, the other way you can install it is right click it, winrar, extract here. Okay. It'll extract a folder here, no longer being in here. It's going to be somewhere else because it's stupid. Okay, so what you're going to need to do is then, once you've unpacked it here, you're going to need to right click it, copy it, and like earlier in the video, go to your Assetto Corsa directory, content, cars, and then you can paste it inside here. And that is basically how you install mods 3 different ways. Now, I'm going to show you what happens when an error happens. If some of these cars have failed to install and you've got an issue, what will happen is you'll try to load into the map and something will break. So let me mess this car up real quick. Okay, let's show you the error. What you're going to do is press join, choose your car, look on the left hand bottom side, and it will tell you what cars are loading in right now. If it crashes now, it's the map. Okay, because it says map. There we go. It'll say this. All right, this information here will tell you what version your CSP is on. So your CSP version is 0.25 preview 1. Preview 1 means paid. Okay, if yours says 0.24 preview 1, you need to install 0.25. If yours says 0.179, you need to install 0.24, whatever I said earlier. What you're gonna need to do is, if this car has crashed, I'm going to show you how to fix it. Press no. It may tell you some information about what is going on with the car, but you don't really need to read this. You need to find where that car is and what it was. So just bear in mind, take a quick glance at what car froze and crashed. You're going to need to find it in your install. I recommend finding it on the server. So this car. And by the way, if one car out of them 30 or whatever it is have broken, doesn't matter what car you load in, the car will still break the game. Okay, that one car, when it loads it, it's not the car you're loading in, it's the car that's broken that's causing the issue. So this is the car that's the issue. Folder. Okay, and what you're going to need to do up here again is your file directory. You need to go back one because you need to get the folder of the entire car. You need to right click it and just delete it. Bish bash bosh. If you want to install it from the downloads big file, which I don't recommend, I recommend just installing missing content. You can just install miss content, and honestly, it does it in seconds. Like, look, I can press install already. Boom, fix. And please bear in mind, if it crashes on the first second of loading in, it's probably CSP issue. If you haven't played the game for the first time and you're trying to play Assetto Corsa, please do play the basic Assetto Corsa game first. Any other crashes and weird stuff like checksum fail, you're gonna either need to install that particular car that you just loaded in. It's easy to find. You just, whatever car you selected, get it and then reinstall it, like I just showed you. Or you need to head on over to Steam and then right click properties, and I think you need to go to installed files and just verify integrity of game files. That is how you fix the checksum fail issue. And if that doesn't work, reinstall the map. Again, how to reinstall the map: you right click it, folder, head back to where it says tracks, and it'll be highlighted. Right click it and delete it, and then reinstall it from missing content, and then that is pretty much good to go. So if you see cars grayed out and you're trying to join the server, these are either someone's in them or they are tier 2 cars. I'm going to show you real quick how to get tier 2 and all the cars unlocked, basically a VIP tier 2 where all the cars are like paid. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. And also please bear in mind, you can have a one-of-one VIP car. So if you see VIP car, they are someone's one-of-one car. That is their car all the time, locked to them. You can't use that. All the cars that are grayed out, they are tier 2 cars. Let's quickly show you how to get tier 2 on Boosted UK. On the Discord, once you've joined it, it's again quite easy to use. If you're new to Discord, just take a look at the top part. It says say info, and then you see support, chat, Assetto Corsa, media, everything you need to know. So it's under information, and you're going to need to do purchase tiers. And then you can either do it via the Me6 bot in the Discord, or you can do it via Patreon. All you got to do is click that. Once you've signed up to Boosted UK, you head to your settings, go to more, connected apps, Discord, and you basically make sure you join the server with this. If your tier 2 role hasn't came on, just put a dot in the general chat, check your name, and then it should say tier 2. Okay. Once you've got your tier 2, you need to whitelist your Steam ID. You need to go to manage account, link Steam, URL profile, go to Steam profile, press this, click that, copied, paste it in here, done. And the same applies for when you do it via the Me6. It's the same process. If you don't have your role, just leave the server and then rejoin. Literally leave and then rejoin. I can't do it because I own it, so it's kind of difficult. But yeah, just leave and then rejoin. And then once you've done that, the cars will then no longer be grayed out, and then you can drive any car you wish on Boosted UK servers. All right, so let's talk about how you use in the server. Okay, so over on your left hand side, you have drive. This is where your setup is. Now, this is quite important because you can tune your car here. If the car is too grippy or too not grippy, you change the tires. R is recommended for the maximum grip. These tires, Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2s, are the recommended, realistic tires, but it's hard to drive because all these cars are really high power. Sometimes the car may have a map, so you can change what car has map on it. Electrics, everything else is kind of self-explanatory. Some cars have more stuff than others. You can lower them, higher them, camber, and all the other stuff, and everything else may not. So over on here is the chat button. This is another little thing you can chat to players saying hello guys. And to change other settings in the game, this is, by the way, a next day because I forgot to add this bit, but make sure you have developer apps on to do the next part. So if you spawn in the game and you like first person and you accidentally spawn in on the wrong side of the car and you're here and you're like, I want to be on the driver's side, you need to get your mouse over the right hand side, click here and do onboard settings. This little helmet here, this is the control panel for onboard settings. I recommend just turning it all the way to the right. Keep going until you're in the correct position. 3 weeks later, these are the settings I have. I have position FOV 90, you know what I mean? You can go up, down, left, right, you can do whichever you want. And once you've finished getting your correct position and where you want to be, just press save and save. Just press it both, press save. Then now when you come out of the first person, you go back in, you're in the right place. Also, you can teleport in the game as well. I'm going to quickly show you how to install Comfy Map. The link will be down in the description below under other downloads, or in the Discord is under other downloads, which is going to be here. It will be under here time this video goes live. So anything else, including control of the script, anything else is going to be here, but it will also be linked down in the description below. So once you've downloaded the Comfy Map, you just drag and drop it inside here, go up here, and then press install. Once you've installed it, load up in the game, and I'm going to show you how to teleport. Okay, so once you've loaded in the game, you can now teleport to anywhere else on the map. So if you're sick of playing the same area, highly likely you haven't played anywhere else. So what you need to do once you've installed, like Joe, like so, find here Comfy, COM, then click Comfy Map, and then you see all these areas around here. These are different destinations for where you can spawn, like so. You can spawn absolutely everywhere around the map and have some more fun. Your friends can join here too, you know what I mean? Just get them to spawn in the same location and then you just move out the way so you don't block the spawn, and then you'll be good to go. When you load in, you will see this essentials. To get rid of this, just click that, and then to get the nicer one, you type in gears, you press gears, and then you can put this wherever you may wish. I don't really have anything on my screen, I just leave it as it is. How to change your car color, head back to pits, press pits. You see down here extras, you can change the color of your car to whichever color you wish. Now we've chosen black, it is black. There's a couple rules when you play Boosted UK. Please don't ram people. If they accidentally ram you, or they keep on ramming you, please make a ticket, report them. They will probably be kicked or banned if they carry on. Don't block the road. If you park in the middle of the road like so, you see this Porsche was driving behind me and I've now caused him and now he's ramming me. See, that was my fault. Don't do that. Don't park in the middle of the road. If you're going to go for something to eat and stay in the car, just make sure you head back to pits by, you know, pressing your pit button, or just press pits. And then you're pretty much good to go. Everything in this video I have tried to make as easy as possible. This video is taking like 2 days to make, so make sure you smash that like button, make sure you hit subscribe. I hope you enjoy. Happy sending. Let's go.